We're back again to close another mind loop. Now, of course, we could be doing this all eternity because there's so many mind loops out there. But I think this is a biggie. This is one that kind of is so big, yet so subtle, it just kind of slips on in as a default response. But now, after this video today, it'll never be your default response again because you'll be thinking about what we talked about here. So after this video, you're either going to hate me or you're going to love me. And this is how you can shift in the now moment. This is how you can take an immature conscious mind, because honestly, I feel like most conscious minds of people haven't gone beyond the age of 12. And when you realize how immature the conscious mind has been and why you seem to be on the same patterns and same loops, and we play the role of a responsible adult, but we really have an annoying 12-year-old within us giving most of our responses. So if this sounds like you, or if you're intrigued to learn a little bit more, stay tuned today as we close another mind loop by bringing amazing awareness in the now moment, because that's all the now moment is. It collapses time and space, and it allows you to make clear, conscious choices in the now so that you can manifest the life of your dreams. So welcome to the channel. If this is your first time, make sure you like and subscribe. If you're returning, thanks for coming back. I'm Didi Povnik. I'm the Invincible CEO, and I am here to help you manifest with ease. We take mindset and move you to manifestation by merging your two minds. We merge the practical mind with the intuitive mind so that we can manifest with ease, because manifestation really is simple, easy, and fun when both minds are playing together as opposed to ignoring or arguing with each other. And I always want to see you win big, and win all the time. So let's get into it. Get it into it. Love to play with words here right now. All right. So the mind loop we're going to be talking about today is I can't. I can't. How many times have you heard yourself say, I can't? And can you really can't? Is that really the answer, that you really can't do something? Or we're going to teach you right now how to close the mind loop. So I'm going to do actually two different ways that you can do this today. One is a fun way that I can say to you that I'm not the originator of it, but I was there to experience it, and it impressed on me so much that 30 some years later, I'm still using it, but I use it tongue in cheek. And that's where with manifestation, it's all about playing and having fun and not taking yourself too seriously. So I have a nephew, I think he was born in 93. So probably this is going back to 96, right? It's almost 30 years ago. And I was babysitting. He was born before my children. So I was babysitting him one night at my house. And he had brought all his toys over because we didn't have toys there at the time. And it was a hot mess in my house. So it's like getting close to bedtime. And I'm like, all right, we got to clean this all up. And, I gave him the first announcement, and he's, still playing with what he's in. Maybe he's 3, 4 years old. And then I go back into the kitchen. I'm cleaning up the kitchen, come back in, and he hadn't moved, right? So I give him the second announcement, right? Almost like the subconscious mind kind of the loop. Think about this, right? I asked him to clean up his toys, and I go back in and I see it wasn't done. So the loop wasn't closed. The loop wasn't honored. So I go back, I give him some time to do it again. He still hasn't done it. I'm like, okay, I'll give him one more time. I get a little bit more stern and saying, all right, come on, it's almost bedtime. You got to get this stuff cleaned up. And I go back and I'm doing something else. And I come back the third time because I want to make sure that the loop is closed. And he looks at me and he comes running over and he goes, niece, I can't want to. I can't want to. And I know in his little mind, he probably wanted to say, I don't want to, but he's like, I can't want to. And I'm like, why can't you want to? And he's trying to lift his arms. He's like, my arms are broken. And I just love, right? So here's this 3, 4-year-old with the perfect mind for a 3, 4-year-old. Except a lot of times we bring that 3, 4-year-old within ourselves. And if we're lucky, maybe it gets to the age of 12. So right now, and if there's stuff that I have to do, but I don't want to do, I'll be like, oh, I can't want to. I can't want to. And then, of course, I do it. I'm like, I can't want to. But it takes away some of the, that this has to get done. It takes away some of that seriousness of it. And it allows me to be playful, because here in the Invincible CEO, we're all about the play. We're all about playing, going back to childhood, because Kids are powerful, amazing manifestors when you kind of take a step back and you get out of all the rules of society, like adults have to take care of them. They are powerful little manifestors where we're almost serving them while they're learning how to serve themselves, right? So this is a beautiful system that's been set up. So is it that you can't do it, or is it that you won't do it, or you don't want to do it, and you kind of get in that I can't want to mode? So if you are faced with something that you don't want to do, or not even so much that you can't do it, but if you invoke the I can't want to, it takes away some of that seriousness. It opens up the space. It immediately shifts you to a much lighter reality. And you can feel those shifts between I don't want to do this and I can't want to. I can't want to. I can't. And never ever with the videos have I ever been in a can't want to kind of mode. I absolutely love doing these videos. Okay. But the next one is really the talking point that I wanted to talk about. And in the Invincible CEO clients, whether you're coming for nutrition or personal training or mindset or manifestation or whatever it is that you're coming for, there's certain words, I don't want to say they're banned, but they trigger a whole different kind of Coach Didi. And as I've said to you guys before, I'm a trained interrogator. So if I hear the words I can't, it's like, oh, we're going to go there, are we? Oh, no, you didn't. We're going to go there, and I'm going to have so much fun with it. So much fun with it. But let's take a look at this right now. Very rare. I mean, are there occasions where you actually physically can't do something in the now moment? Yes. And they are legit, and there's nothing wrong with saying it there. However, most of the time when I can't shows up, it's not a pressing thing in the now moment. It's sort of a, I want to get out of this. And I call this the lazy mind. Your conscious mind most likely is between the ages of 4 and 12. It takes a little bit more effort and awareness to get it to mature a little bit. And how you do that is in the now moment, you become really aware of how you're answering and what your default answers are. So if you're asked something and you're like, I can't. And again, if you can, but you're saying that you can't, you've now taken yourself out of the I can reality, and you're now playing in the I can't reality, even though you could, you're just choosing not to. Right? So there's a difference. There's a big difference between that you truly can't, but you could, and you're choosing not to. So when you hear the words, I can't, come out of your mouth, then you're simply going to say, I choose not to. And I want you to feel what that feels like, because if you're talking about authenticity, if you're expecting other people in your reality to be authentic and to be honest and to be trustworthy, you have to start with you. You're the center dot. And if you're giving a canned response, or you're giving a lazy mind response, because that's typically what a immature mind would respond to, how it would, and there's really no truth to it, you're not getting out of something with the people. You're putting yourself in an unwanted reality. How many times I hear people say, this isn't what I chosen. I don't know how I got into this reality. Well, it really stems to how aware are you in the now moment to the responses. Because when you are being your authentic self, you're awake and aware, and you don't go to the default responses right away. You take a step back and you really take a look at what it is that you're saying, because whatever you declare, whether you're typing it, you're writing it, you're saying it on the phone, you're on a Zoom call, or you're in person, whenever you're speaking out loud, you're commanding your reality. And again, if you can't, and that is the truth, because what's being asked is in the now moment, not an hour from now, not a day from now, not a month from now, right? All you can answer is right here in this now moment. If that is the answer, then so be it. It is your authentic truth. It is your authentic self, and proceed. However, if you're answering, I can't, but you can, you're just choosing not to, then say that response. I can, but I choose not to. That is more authentic. That is more keeping you in the reality of your choices, because you're always teaching both of your minds how you want to respond. You're also teaching your minds what universe to open up in this now moment. And that's where awareness in the now, taking time, going to 0 point, being so present in your response that if you were to remember it an hour from now, a day from now, a month from now, a year from now, 10 years from now, you were so present in the now moment that there's no doubt, there's no wobble. Because all wobble comes from is when you give an answer that is not your truth in the now moment. And when you say, I can't, but you really can, that's when you're creating that resistance. There's resistance there. So it's very powerful to really become aware. You can always do your 3 deep breaths. You can always do your 3 moments resting as awareness. And even if you've already answered, I can't, but you could, you're just choosing not to, you can go back and revise. You're not nailed down to any reality just because you gave an answer and that time has passed. Because in this now moment, you can collapse time and space. That's what revision is, going back into your answer and revising it to be the truth of who you are. Because there's something powerful when you can and you choose not to, versus then just giving the can response of you can't, because it locks you into a reality where can't is the answer. And it's one thing when you're giving that answer out and it's not true, then your reality that could is now going to tell you it can't, and it's choosing not to. So authenticity, it's not about truthfulness to others in the fact of we're doing something to other people. Every choice you make is affecting you first. You are the center dot in your reality. So you can have fun with it. And if you really don't want to, you're like, I can't want to, I can't want to. And it puts you in that hybrid state, that cognitive dissonance state, to allow you to zero out, to go, okay, can I really do this? Listen to what you're saying, because it anchors you into the reality that you're speaking of. So very rarely is it that you can't. You're just choosing not to. And the more that you start saying, I can, but I choose not to. And then you can give a reason, but you really don't have to if you're the operant power, because you've honored yourself. And honestly, you're really honoring the other people. Because most of the time, let's face it, if you're asking somebody something and they say they can't, you're a very intelligent person. You know they could. You know they could. And that they're just kind of going into that immature, lazy, 3-year-old to 12-year-old mind. But when you choose to be authentic within yourself and to give the response, you start closing, and this is the most important thing, you'll be closing out the I can't realities that really you could, you just chose not to. So when you honor one, when you close out one, you're closing out all of them. You don't have to go in to every single one, as you're that present. And it's beautiful revision. It's a beautiful revision technique. So let me sum this up one more time. You can play around with it and go, I can't want to. At least you're giving yourself that time in the now moment to know that you normally would give a BS response, because the only person you're BSing is yourself. And when you're BSing yourself, you're pushing away your manifestations, because your manifestations are so pure and authentic that when you are a match to them, it doesn't even have to be on the same topic. They will flow into you. But if you want to know how it is that you've gotten into the reality of not your choice, you've been giving BS canned responses instead of being authentic in the now moment. And you might say, well, I don't want to hurt the other person's feelings. You're not hurting the other person's feelings, because most of the time they'll know it's pure BS. And we've kind of learned to accept that from each other. And these are the realities. Those kind of realities have shown you what they produce. So if you now, second one, decide in the now moment that you're going to be authentic, and you can deliver the response as kind and compassionate as you can. Hey, listen, I could, but really, I don't want to. That's not my thing. I don't want to do that anymore. Or you could just say, no, not at this time. Because a solid yes and a solid no are an affirmation to who you really are. And once you begin to understand this and you stop pandering to that lower mind, that immature mind, And the immature mind is not you. You're just adopting it in that moment, right? So let's get that very clear. You are the great creator. You are the I am. You are choosing to go into a mind that really doesn't give you the realities that you've asked for. So if you're expecting authenticity from the reality out there, you have to be it right here, right now. And that's the really cool thing. You don't have to go over every single one that you've ever done. Just the next time that the opportunity presents itself in real time in the naturalness state of thing. And now that you've watched this video, it'll be opportunities all day long. And it may feel a little awkward. It may feel like you're doing a bungee jump, because that's all we do in the Invincible CEO is we feel some of the uncomfortableness in the now moment, because that's what shifting realities is, feeling the uncomfortableness. You're coming out of the comfort zone of the I can't realities that were BS to begin with. Because again, every once in a while, you'll get one that truly that is the proper answer. But the majority of the time, it's just a default reaction that you were going to. And the more aware you become in the now moment of who do you say you are, every action, words, thoughts are, and I don't want you to be like, oh, I'm getting it wrong. I'm getting it wrong. That's not it. It's letting you know which character you're playing right now. And the more aware that you become of the character that you're playing, the more aware that you can shift out of that character if it no longer serves you and shift into the one that you want. And that's why we're doing these videos here. So thank you guys for coming back again today, liking and subscribing and sharing. Please comment below. How has this spoken to you? I love getting feedback. I love getting comments of how this is speaking to you, how this is helping you shift your realities, because that's all we're ever doing in the now moment is shift, 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 shift. Own your shift. Own your shift, people. Because when you do, those manifestations you've been asking for, they're showing you that they can't come into the realities where you're given BS canned responses. But when you become real and authentic to yourself, not to anyone else, to yourself, and you're not allowing anyone out there to affect how you respond, because you trust them enough that if your answer is no, that even though it may not be what they want to hear, they will respect you and proceed in a way that they've never done before. It may take a couple times of practicing this, giving yourself the experience of this, but that's what we're all about in the Invincible CEO. It's not about the videos. If you're just watching video after video and you're not putting it into use during the day, during your course of your normal day, and you're wondering why your manifestations are not showing up, because you're in a reality of a lower mind, of an immature mind that doesn't want to follow through in the now with what it's learning. And that's where you have to decide you're the operant power. Now, here's another fun thing. I'm going to mention it again. We have a beautiful 2-day event. If this video was helpful to you, just imagine 2 days together. We're doing dream interpretation, pure subconscious. If you want to know how your subconscious speaks to you, it is so individual for every single person. One of the fun ways to explore that is through dream interpretation, how to manifest inside a nighttime dream, how to do a dream incubation so that you can pull and glean the information out of your subconscious, be consciously aware of it, so that you can have fun with manifestation during your daytime dream. Because when the two, again, the nighttime dream is the subconscious, the daytime dream is more the conscious mind than the subconscious, even though it's that bigger energy. But we tend to go towards our conscious mind more during the daytime, right? Because we're constantly having these thought echoes come in. So if you want to really master your mind and merge the two together, this is the channel. This is manifestation like it's not done anywhere else. I promise you that. And if you want some time on screen with me where we can actually interact with each other, you want to be in this 2-day event. It is July 20th and 21st. There are only 20 spots available because I can only do 20 dream interpretations over the course of the 2 days. And they will fill up quick because people just love this. It is if you haven't had your mind blown in a while, this is the place to be. So sign up now. All dreams have to be submitted by the 18th. So this isn't something that I can leave open after the fact. This will actually close down probably even sooner because, like I said, it just fills up so quick because there's limited spaces. I look forward to seeing you there. If you have any questions whatsoever, you can always book a quick clarity consult with me and we can discuss and see the best place for you to be and where you are on your journey. I really do enjoy getting to meet with you on Zoom. Join our Wish Fulfilled Playground. We have so much fun inside there. and so many different wonderful things that you can choose in the Invincible CEO. It's always in the description box below. So guys, thanks so much. I will put up the dream interpretation video. I did a video not too long ago about dream incubation. I'll put them both up here on the screen. So if you'd like to deep dive a little bit more and see how this might play out for you, I want you to really enjoy this journey. Remember, it's not that you can't, right? Can you be in that 2 event? Either you can or you're choosing not to. And whatever your answer is honored here in the Invincible CEO. Until we meet again, happy manifesting and enjoy.